Hello friends. Well, this video is kind of a somber one. And this is in response to the Trump arrest and its concern for the future of American politics. We live in unprecedented times, and sometimes it seems like America is coming apart at the seams. And this appears to be another one of those instances. The left is determined. They are hell-bent on preventing Trump from running again, because this time they probably will not have a pandemic to shield them from whatever machinations they are doing behind the scenes. So they're pretty scared because there's no one else more popular. So this is their latest coup, their attempt in derailing the possibility of his running again. But what they don't realize is that they are opening a Pandora's box, a political Pandora's box that has not been opened before. We have not had a former president arrested. They say Nixon was close, but it didn't happen. So now this begs the question. Does this now mean it's open season on investigating past presidents and looking into their possible arrest? And what about past politicians? There's an awful lot of corruption in Washington, D.C., so this could mean an end to their protection. I mean, for right now, unfortunately, the corrupt people are still in power. But what about when they are out of power? 5, 10, 20 years down the road, what's to stop some investigative, journalists, reporters, or things from digging into the past of these politicians or presidents, ex-presidents, and unearthing, and like I said, things, and this way they're not safe. This is a precedent that's being set. But of course the left is bent and determined on their current course of action, which is to stop Trump at all costs from running again. They are not thinking about the future. They don't think about the future. So here we are. And if there's one, and I know everyone's going to get upset, I mean, this could trigger the Trumpsters, this could trigger them to start a civil war. I don't know. It depends on how this goes down. Yes, I supported Trump throughout his presidency, and I was greatly disappointed when Biden was installed. But like I said, what can I do about it? I left the Republican Party because they were absolutely no help. They helped the enemy, in fact. So they are not what America needs. So I'm just like, sit back and try to get along with life the best I can and wait for the pendulum of power to swing in the opposite direction. Because it will. If there's anything that history has told us, the pendulum of power always swings back and forth, back and forth. There will be periods of great corruption, and there will be periods of relative justice. There will be points when liberal politics will reign, and there will be times when conservative politics will reign, and possibly in between times. But in the meantime, we have a lot to deal with, and we get upset. And I used to be upset because I used to identify myself squarely on the right. Now I am sort of a centrist, a right-leaning centrist. So this way I don't get as angry, which it's probably best for political commentators to be somewhat centrist, because otherwise you go wild. I mean, I'm the kind that would be throwing pillows at the TV, and you can't really, you have to have dignity. You have to have stamina. You can't just get upset and angry all the time when your candidate loses. You have to look at the big picture and look at the long term and not go crazy, That's another reason I like the example of Queen Elizabeth. It's true her personality was calm and careful, And my personality, like I said, I'm the kind that would be screaming at the television and throwing pillows and, you know, those foam bricks. Foam bricks for sure. But yeah, so I'm pleased with myself if I'm able to adopt an attitude where I can handle these tough topics without losing my mind. So that's the main thing I want to say here about the arrest of Trump. It sets a dangerous precedent for the future because I think it communicates to other countries that America is destabilized. Because, I mean, this is what happens in history. Throughout history, you will see, you know, when one group gets in power, what do? They arrest the other ones, throw them in jail and all that. And that is a very historical thing. That is history. But it is not a page out of American history. Because Americans were not supposed to be being vengeful on the other party and trying to arrest them and persecute them. But now we are seeing this come to America. So, yeah, it's not a good look. And definitely, if you investigated all those politicians, past presidents included, you definitely find a lot of corruption. A lot of things that they could be charged with, but they are not because they are holding the reins of power. And there may not be much we can do about it for now. For now, we can just hope that the pendulum of power will begin to swing. I mean, we can do what we can, you know, protest and do activism and things, but, you know, we have to be careful and make sure we are being maximum effective and, you know, not just, you know, just running at the enemy and just being crazy. We need to think and strategize. Strategize, that's it. But yes, it's very disturbing that, like I said, if they can railroad Trump, they could railroad any of us. So I'm interested to see what the move of the conservatives and the Trumpsters will be. We'll keep watching and waiting. But this is, I don't know, this may just backfire on the Democrats. It just may. I mean, don't tell me that Biden and his family are above board. They're above felonies. Ha ha. Yes, so what we need is a better balance of power. And we definitely need, like I said, I don't think the answer, we need a way to decorrupt and detox the system. And I don't think the answer is the current system. You can't fix this broken system with the broken system. That's what we're trying to do. You know, we can't fix it because, like you said, there's a bunch of corrupt politicians and rich people in the machine, and they are preventing it from being cleaned up. Like I said, you're trying to fix the broken system with the broken system, and I don't think that's the answer. I think America's going to need a new system or some kind of revised system of government. We're going to need to fix it, but I don't think we're quite there yet. We need a reset. A reset will help cut back on the corruption, I believe. So we'll see. All right, folks, there's my thoughts on President Trump's arrest. I think it's not a good idea. I see what they're trying to do. They're trying to prevent him from running for president. And this sets a dangerous precedent. This means that other former presidents are not safe from prison, and they are also, and none of the politicians are safe, even though for now they may be, as long as their party holds the reins of power. But so, in the future, after the elections, will it become common for one political party to start arresting supporters, campaigners, and officials on the losing party's side? That doesn't sound like a recipe for a harmonious future. It sounds like it will be civil war between parties. As I said, it's a page out of history. that one group arrests the other group when they're in power. But it's not a page out of American history. So this is a difficult time for America, and we will just have to wait and see and be patient and do what we can in our activism to clean up the system and try to make this a better country. All right. Thank you for watching. Let freedom ring.